A lot of people ask if it's worth getting a cybersecurity degree. And today, I'm going to tell you how to get the best benefit out of one. My name is Jamia Williams. I'm a cybersecurity professional. I just finished my master's degree in cybersecurity, and I want to share this useful knowledge with you. So, first, let me give you a little backstory. I chose cybersecurity as a master's degree because I want to expand my knowledge in it and hope to one day become an ethical hacker. Right now, I'm getting into application security, so I'm getting some experience with pen testing. So the goal is to eventually become an overall ethical hacker. What surprised me about graduate school, it seems just like pursuing a bachelor's degree in my experience. The workload was pretty easy to take on as long as you pace yourself and take on what you can handle. At first, I thought that having a master's degree in cybersecurity would just land me roles, but it takes more than just having a degree. You got to have experience and you have to build your portfolio. And you get your experience by building that portfolio. All right, so the first step into getting the benefits of having a cybersecurity degree is choosing your electives very selectively. Now, it all is determined based on what you pursued in your bachelor's. It determines what classes you are qualified for, unless you take additional classes as prereqs. However, that just slows your process down, which is completely understandable if your goal is to become more technical or more in risk and cyber compliance and governance. So, for instance, my track is security management. So, I didn't qualify for data security or software and secure engineering. I did take a network and system security course, as well as a digital forensics course, and of course, the cybersecurity principles and ethics course with my degree plan from my selected university. So, when you choose your courses, keep that in mind, and sometimes your advisor may have you have the ability to be able to choose courses outside of your degree plan that is associated with cybersecurity. It's all up to the dean. I think it's the dean. It's all up to the higher ups in school. So they determine your eligibility at the end of the day. The next tip on getting the benefits out of a cybersecurity degree is building while you learn. Build, build, build. Because you can learn in class, but then you take another class and another class and another class and another class, and you may forget that knowledge. So while you're building in that course, the labs that the class requires, do your own side projects. I recommend building your own enterprise. And every course you take that information and build it into your own home environment, your own home lab environment. And if you would like to eventually branch into entrepreneurship, this will be great for putting under your business because it's real experience. You're applying your school knowledge, and it just shows that you're taking initiative. It might not bring in funds right away, but it still shows you're getting that experience in under your business. And then you can set up your infrastructure for your business. So, for instance, if you take a SQL course, build a SQL database. If you take a web development course, build a web application. If you take a network security course, build on your home lab. Use virtual machines because if you're living with parents, you don't want to interrupt their network. So on and so forth. Now, the third tip is to pair technical courses together. Now, this will definitely help with aligning your goals. Do not choose courses that are here and over there unless you want to be a generalized specialist in cybersecurity. Then that's great. But still, build those labs, build those environments, build those documentations to align with each course that you may choose to be a generalized specialist. However, if you want to be technical, select classes that align with each other. Now, this one is for when you do group projects. You always got to find a middle ground when doing group projects, unless the group lets you take the lead. So I would say find a topic that is enjoyable for you and the group so that it contributes to your research and it can be something that you continue to build after graduation. Create research that supports your long-term goals. Next tip I have already mentioned is to build a home lab. Build it alongside school. I can't say it enough, so I had to specify again. Build the home lab next to your schoolwork. It will strengthen your knowledge, it will help you in your course, and it will help the information stick. And maintain this home lab. Maintain your environments, maintain your documentation, and it will help with memorizing the information, especially when it comes to standards and frameworks. So keep documentation, which is my next tip. Create presentations out of your documentation. These will be great for presenting in interviews. Draw up network diagrams. Screenshot code or write the syntax and copy and paste it into a working document. So as you continue to learn how to code, you have a working document to reference. And also write down the steps on how to configure things, because if you do it one time, you may not remember it unless it gave you a lot of trouble. So definitely document those steps. Next tip is to apply what you learn immediately. So I get that schoolwork can be maybe intimidating, overwhelming, all of the scenarios. However, applying it while you're learning just makes it stick. I know I'm repeating myself. But it just makes it stick. If you're dedicated to the profession, the environment, the career path, it would behoove you to apply the information and knowledge that you're learning immediately in your own home environment, or even do internships if you're eligible for those. Now, this is the tip that's about resumes. Translate your home lab experience and your documentation and all that good stuff into experience on your resume. Like I've mentioned already, create your business, build your infrastructure for your business, document that under your business. Then you can use that as a service to give to other businesses after you have established those skills. This one is about your professional brand. Utilize LinkedIn, okay? Because that's where recruiters are. That is a part of the hiring process. So you go check out your LinkedIn. So make sure you update your LinkedIn and make sure it shows the skills that you have acquired, your working knowledge, and your progress throughout your courses. And lastly, don't stop learning after graduation. Keep going. This might be the time where you actually start applying for jobs, internships, or even going for certifications. I personally wouldn't I personally wouldn't recommend going for certifications while pursuing your cybersecurity degree if it doesn't align with your coursework. Now, if it aligns with your coursework, it will support your studies that are outside of your schoolwork for the certification. In my own experience, that didn't work out well because I wasn't taking any ethical hacking courses, but I just purchased the whole ethical hacking certification and it was just very overwhelming. So, in my personal experience, I do not recommend unless it aligns with your coursework. Getting a degree in cybersecurity does not automatically make you a cybersecurity professional. You got to make sure you continue to learn and to build and put your best foot forward. It's all about the mindset. I've said this several times. If you haven't already checked out my other videos on mindset, definitely check it out. It's all about mindset. So continue to build your career, develop that mindset, build your labs, start your business if you want to, and network, learn and grow, and make sure your professional presentation is up to par. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Jamia Williams. Love, peace, and happiness. Love, peace, and positivity.